On this day, September 8, 1922, in Rochester, New Hampshire, Lyndon LaRouche was born. Today, we celebrate the beginning of his 90th Jubilee year. But to what end? Facing the outbreak of U.S. participation in World War II and an existential threat to mankind, Lyndon crossed his family's pacifist tradition and volunteered to help. What would you have done when your family protested? As the war came to an end, Lyndon found himself in Calcutta, India, where he watched the British Raj maul the marching Hindus and Pakistanis with gunfire in the streets, as they demanded, under their inalienable rights, one whole and sovereign nation. Having seen such brutal horror and willingness to kill, would you have dedicated yourself to ending the imperial system, once and for all? Lyn did. On returning from the war, the United States shrank under the failures of Harry Truman. The scientific elite accepted the artificial intelligence of Norbert Wiener against the human mind, while the poets and musicians were replaced with popular degradation. Could you restore the great legacy of Plato, Cousa, and Leibniz to the science of creative discovery? Could you uphold the dignity and playfulness of Bach, Mozart, and Beethoven as a source of great cultural optimism? Perhaps. But could you unify these areas of human culture as the foundation for a revolution in the science of physical economy? Lyn has.
In a warehouse, a sniper with a rifle poised waits. The cheers of the crowds almost muffle the 3 shots. The assassin's aim is deadly. Mr. Kennedy is rushed to a nearby hospital.
President John F. Kennedy was murdered on November 22, 1963. The people and leadership of the United States faced a coup against their country. Many of them looked the other way, while many others fell into a despair from which they have yet returned. What did you do? From among the many veterans, poets, and scientists of his time, Lyn chose to intervene and provided the young adults of that time an opportunity to fight, to resist the cultural takeover of drugs and hysteria, and to resurrect the greatest traditions of human culture. By 1970, thermonuclear extinction became a threat to mankind. The leadership had collapsed in the wake of Bobby Kennedy's assassination. The nation and mankind seemed doomed to self-destruction. By 1977, a program for thermonuclear defense had been developed, and by 1983 had become official U.S. policy. The program is still possible today. Had Lyndon not changed the course of the Cold War, would you be here today? Will we be here tomorrow? In 1986, the federal government waged one of the grossest violations of justice, comparable to that of Socrates or Jeanne d'Arc. Former U.S. Attorney General Ramsey Clark said in a letter to Janet Reno, "I believe it involves a broader range of deliberate and systematic misconduct and abuse of power over a longer period of time in an effort to destroy a political movement and leader than any other federal prosecution in my time or to my knowledge. Under personal threat of assassination, and by perjury from former associates, would you have accepted life in prison rather than compromise your political and personal commitment to human progress? Precious few have. Through the international efforts of his wife, Helga, and through the commitments of his friends and political collaborators, Lyndon was enabled to leave prison in 1994 after serving 5 years of a 15-year sentence. Since 1994, Lyndon's economic forecasts have become undeniably true. He has resurrected the creative potential of another young adult generation, one raised under systemic oppression and pessimism. He represents the true United States, the greatest of European culture, and has endowed mankind with the revolutionary concept of human creativity. For this, we can but thank him with our passion to fight, our commitment to discover, and our relentlessness to win. Happy birthday, Lyn. This year is the year of LaRouche. What will you do?